honest with myself. Obviously, I've been honest with my family, everybody involved. It's been really tough.
Now, let's just take a quick look. You heard there was some clear suffering in his voice. But let's take a look at why what he is doing is important. Look, listen to how complicated his situation is. I am a woman, but it's okay if you call me he. I'm not gay, but I'm a woman who's attracted to other women. Question marks flying all over the place. And those question marks lead to people that don't have a situation that fits perfectly in a box, that isn't a cookie cutter situation of gender identity and sexuality. People who have something going on that, look, can you relate to that, Von Kauser? I can't. I don't understand it. Doesn't mean I don't accept it, but I certainly don't understand it. That lack of understanding has led to, all right, well, let's check out some numbers here. Let's talk about the rate of suicide attempts in America. If you're part of what is considered to be the overall population, meaning a guy that likes girls or a girl that likes guys, the suicide rates are, or the rate of suicide attempts, rather, because they're not all successful. And suicide is not necessarily always a suicide attempt. If you really want to off yourself, it's easy to get that right. A suicide attempt a lot of the time is a cry for help or understanding, or a need to show the world just how desperately unhappy you become, or a need to show the people you care about, that you hope care about you, how desperate your situation has become. If you want to end it, you end it. But in terms of the overall population, straight males and females, the suicide attempt rate is less than 5%. Less than 5%. Terrible epidemic still at less than 5%. But if you're looking at transgender, sex change, non-conventional gender identities, that number jumps to over 40%. Over 40%. Almost half of the transgender community will arrive at a point in their lives where, for whatever reason, and I would hazard that reason is in large part due to the idea that no one understands and no one accepts you for who you are. That number, the rate of suicide attempts in the transgender, non-conventional gender identifying community jumps to over 40%. It's a crazy, crazy number. Which is why Bruce Jenner doing this in such a public way is such a powerful thing. And hopefully, it starts chipping away at that number. Hopefully, it makes the incidence of attempted suicide within the transgendered community drop to something that is slightly less of an epidemic. If there was a disease that you knew was going to wipe out 40% of the population, how'd you feel about that? That'd be the worst thing since ever. The Black Death didn't do that. AIDS didn't do that. Cancer doesn't do that. But not being understood, not feeling as though you have any hope, any shred of being accepted, that does do that. It's crazy. And that is why what Bruce Jenner has done is so valuable. Courageous? Look, I don't want to get mired down into this. Well, he's not courageous. First responders, members of our military, they're courageous. No one's trying to take away from anybody else's courage. And yeah, I think it does take more guts to risk being shot and killed as a part of your job than it does to be transgendered and say that you're transgendered. But let's not discount ironically, the stones it took to come out and make this decision to let the world know. We'll talk about this some more tomorrow. But for now, high five, Bruce Jenner, or whatever your name is going to be moving forward. You've done a brave thing. I think it can do some good and affect some change. We salute you.